If there was a fuel that would propel you in the world of sales or even an entrepreneur, what would it be? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about closing. You know, here's the thing. I get to work with salespeople just about every single day in some capacity, whether it's coaching or writing with them, and I take pretty good notes. And I will see the difference between a salesperson who's here and the person who's all the way up here. And one of these common traits is implementation. And in 2008, 2009, I saw Dave Lakhani stand up in front of a room one time and he said, hey, you know, implementation is everything and money follows action. And I wrote that down. And it's like, I look at that every morning. Implementation is everything and money follows action. And, you know, I got to tell you, from writing with salespeople every single day or pretty close to every day, this is true. So here's what will happen is I will get hired by a company. I will coach salespeople and I'll say, like, you know, here's what you need to do. Here's do step 1, 2, and 3. And the people who do the best are the people who look at it and they're like, that's what I need to do. Boom, I'm going to do it. And then there's some people who take a look at it and they're like, I really want to internalize this. I really got to think about this process. And then they collect information. They're data collectors. And that's what they do. They have storehouses of data. They have tons of data, but then they do nothing with it. And so, you know, if you're going to go and you're going to pay for a class, you're going to do some training, and you're in the room with a person who's fantastic at what they do, your job is to implement as fast as possible. And I can think of a guy that I work with in a call center, like I'll train him, and literally the next minute after he's out of the class, he's put to use what he does, and he is exceptional at what he does. He sets all sorts of leads. He's just great, but he takes the time to like immediately put something in action. I saw it, I heard it, I'm just going to go do it. And he just, everything that I say, go do, he does. And, you know, he'll just do it word for word. He doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. So this whole concept of reinventing the wheel is one of the main reasons why salespeople fail. They don't have faith. They don't have belief. They don't want to have to do it because if they put in the work, now they could be rejected. There's all sorts of different reasons why salespeople and why even entrepreneurs don't implement. And sometimes I look around and I'm like, really? Like, you've got a proven path. So there's a couple companies that I work with. And in that company, I've trained guys and they've risen up and they're at the top of the field at what they do. And in those same companies, there's a couple of guys that I've worked with consistently for the last couple of years and the company's paying me to do it. I still do it. But they've done nothing with their training. So somebody comes in, they do all the training, they rise to the top. Somebody who doesn't do anything, they sit there. So I'm going to let you know, you really want to be exceptional at what you do. The speed of your implementation really does matter. I take that theme from Dave Lakhani. So if you're watching Dave, I really thank you. Fantastic. And then the second thing is going to be focus. Now, there's going to be things that are going to draw you away from your main thing that you're doing. And I'm going to let you in on my life. Every single morning as I drive to the office, one of the things that I do is I have my goals recorded and I listen to them. I will not answer the phone. I will not look at my phone. I listen to my goals 2 or 3 times. It's 9 minutes long for each session. So depending upon traffic, sometimes I listen to it twice, sometimes I listen to it 3 times. That's my time. That's my focus. That's when I think, right? So you should have a time where you focus on whatever you're doing. And there's going to be things that pull you away from whatever's going on and from your goals and from whatever your day is. And you got to be able to turn your phone off or not answer your phone or not get pulled away. So one of my coaching clients calls me Saturday and says, hey, Scott, I've got this really cool business plan and this is what I want to do. And hey, time out. Let's stop right here. This isn't what we talked about for your goals. This isn't what we talked about. It's a cool plan. But let's look at your time as a resource. Let's put money to your time. If you do this, you're taking away from your main business concept. And he goes, thank you. Thank you for helping with the focus. Okay? So for you, there's got to be something that's shiny, a shiny object that you're sitting there going, you're like, hey, I really like that. I want to try that. Well, training really isn't meant to be a buffet where you're like, I'm just going to cruise around and I'm going to pick up this and I'm going to pick up that and that looks good and that looks good. Really, you want to be exceptional. Find one path. So if you ever study martial arts, they're like, all right, go through this entire training and this entire discipline before you jump to the next one, or get to this belt before you jump to the next one. I'm going to say the same thing. There's plenty of fantastic sales trainers out there, and all processes are going to work when you use them the right way. But I see people, they don't implement, and then they lose the focus on the class that they took, and they're like, new shiny thing, I see a new shiny thing, I'm going to go get the new shiny thing, and they never finish implementing what they took in the first place. So they jump from place to place to place to place, from trainer to trainer to trainer, to coach to coach to coach, whatever way that it is, and nothing ever gets done. So I want to remind you, the ability for you to implement fast, and you're going to make mistakes, there's no perfect thing. Even when I shoot videos, every once in a while I'll screw up, got to start over. Every once in a while, I'll get something edited, and I misspelled a word. Got to do it over. There's going to be mistakes. Like, embrace the mistakes, and that's the learning process. That's what a lot of people fear. Well, I don't want to screw up. Well, you know what? You're going to have to break some eggs to make a cake. So the thing is, you are going to have to fail a little bit when you go through this process, but that's why you got a coach. That's why you got a mentor. That's why you got a trainer. Okay? So implement fast, and keep your focus on what's going on, because there's going to be all sorts of shiny, cool things that pop up. Oh, look at that! Ha, let's take a look at this, and then you run over this way, and you're like, oh, whoa, shiny thing! Run over this way. It's going to cause some problems for you. So there you go. Video number 1,750 on my YouTube channel. That's just a few. So if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That would be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there is a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last off, what would be really cool is you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.